Sweden has 65 no-go zones with parallel societies across the country. In these areas, Swedish law is increasingly replaced by criminal networks, clan structures, and foreign norms.
This is how desperate it is. The Swedish government now has a policy in place. This is not a joke. They now have a policy in place that offers 50,000 Australian dollars, 34,000 US per person for voluntary repatriation to encourage refugees to move back home.
3, 2, 1.
Today, mate, we're going to show what could happen in Australia if immigration gets right out of control by comparing us to Sweden.
Which is a country of about, what, 10 million people?
10.5 million people.
Yeah, so, yeah, we're like 3 times bigger than them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, let's have a look and see what can go wrong.
Exactly right. So you just said Sweden's population, 10.6 million. Native population, 8.3 million. Immigration population, 2.3 million. So 22%.
22%. Wow.
To put that into perspective, Australia's immigrant population has now risen to the highest level ever, 8.6 million people, making up 31% of our total population. So that's 31% of people in Australia were born overseas.
But predominantly, I think the largest amount of immigrants we get here are from the UK and Europe, right?
Yes, from the UK.
So they're going to have no problem assimilating and becoming Australians.
Yeah. Having said that, though, that number is up. In 2020, it was 26% of our population. Now it's 31%. And the UK, Italian and Greek in particular numbers have fallen through the floor, virtually zero.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's been replaced with Indian and Middle Eastern.
And who did the Indians vote for?
Don't know.
Labour, isn't it?
Not the Greens.
Labour, isn't it?
Probably. Yeah. The other thing that is a bit nerve-wracking there is that migration makes up 83% of Australia's population growth. Anyway, let's get back to Sweden. In 2015, 162,000 asylum seekers, the largest number per capita of any EU nation, predominantly from Afghanistan, Syria and Somalia, were accepted into Sweden.
All places that would be right to assimilate into Swedish society.
100%. Yeah, very Swedish.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. From 2014 to 2020, more than 1 million asylum seekers and immigrants moved to Sweden. The majority
Sorry, excuse me. A million?
1 million.
Between when and when?
From 2014 to 2020.
Frickin' hell.
1 million. Yeah.
Wow.
The majority of these came from Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq and Somalia.
I don't see a problem. I mean, those people have been known for their assimilation, right?
Since 2020, there's been a cooling and now freezing on immigration as Sweden witnesses the impact that this has had on their nation. Asylum seekers...
Too positive?
Too positive.
Was it? Oh, did I guess right?
Nope. Asylum seekers allowed into Sweden have fallen to record lows, and net migration has fallen to under 50,000 per year, with the majority of immigrants last year coming from India, Poland and Germany. And Poland seemed to like Sweden for some reason. Yeah,
we got a lot of Poles in Scotland as well.
So here's a short video on the current state of Sweden, as expressed recently by Charlie Weimers, a Swedish politician that has been a member of the European Parliament since 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to launch New Directions' important new report, No-Go Zones, Immigration, Islamization, and the Rise of Parallel Societies. For years in my country, the Sweden Democrats stood virtually alone in warning about the dangers of mass uncontrolled immigration and the failed experiment of multiculturalism in Sweden. For too long, Sweden Democrats were dismissed as alarmists. But in the past 15 years, reality has caught up with us, and it has hit us hard in the face. According to the Swedish police's latest national report, and now confirmed and deepened in the New Direction study that is being presented here today, Sweden has 65 no-go zones with parallel societies across the country. In these areas, Swedish law is increasingly replaced by criminal networks, clan structures, and foreign norms. 19 of these 65 zones are particularly vulnerable. The police themselves admit it is difficult or nearly impossible to enforce Swedish law there. Criminal gangs recruit and arm children for assassinations with automatic weapons and explosives. Weapons often come from the Western Balkans, countries we have poured billions of euros into, supposedly to help them secure their borders. We've seen clans erect roadblocks, checkpoints, to control who enters and leaves these territories. Witnesses are intimidated. Trust in the police has collapsed. Even national systems, public administration, is being infiltrated and corrupted. Noting at the Swedish daily Svenska Dagbladet, she had interviewed Gordon Gradich, chairman of the Swedish Ambulance Union. And he said it plainly. I quote, "I know it's sensitive and controversial, but for us, it's really a no-go zone. We have direct orders not to enter without police protection. Ambulance crew are met with stones. They are blocked from leaving the areas. Firefighters and even postal workers are attacked, sometimes just for entertainment. This is not a myth. This is the daily reality for first responders in these zones. The numbers are brutal. These lawless areas are home to 75% or more people with foreign backgrounds, compared to just 22% in normal Swedish neighborhood. Well, just 22, but it's a big difference. Foreign-born individuals and their children account for 64% of shooting perpetrators and 63% of convicted rapists, despite making up only around 20 to 26% of the population as a whole. Even former Prime Minister Magdalena Andersson, one of Sweden's most accomplished reality deniers, was finally forced to admit that we now have parallel societies in Sweden. Enough is enough. Our message is uncompromising and crystal clear. We must halt asylum immigration immediately. We must drastically reduce work-related, study-related, and family reunification migration. In short, bring down net migration close to zero. We must deport everyone who is here illegally, everyone who commits serious crimes, and everyone who openly rejects Western values and refuses to assimilate. We must reassert Swedish law with zero tolerance in every single neighborhood. No more parallel societies will be tolerated. It's time to put our nation first and reclaim Sweden. And the same fight is taking place across our continent. It is time for the people of every European nation to reclaim their countries as well. And I do believe that this will be a very helpful report in that endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, they actually clapped him.
Yeah.
Like 5 years ago, they wouldn't have clapped him.
No, 5 years ago, they'd have
Would have
been off the
shot
stage, mate. Exactly right. Desperate times for Sweden, mate.
Yeah, so times they are a-changing, aren't they?
Yeah. Doesn't seem to have worked so well for them.
Nah.
There.
Yeah, we seem to be pushing on.
Yeah. This is how desperate it is. The Swedish government now has a policy in place. This is not a joke. They now have a policy in place that offers 50,000 Australian dollars, 34,000 US per person for voluntary repatriation to encourage refugees to move back home.
50,000
per person.
Wow.
So if you're a family of 6,
wow.
300 grand
Jeez.
to go back to Somalia or Syria.
Oh, you'd
or
live
Iraq.
like you'd live like a king. You could
You
have
would.
your own personal army
Yes,
to protect you.
exactly right.
They probably need it.
Yeah. That's cheaper.
Than having them there for a year. on government
Or more.
welfare.
Yeah. Because they've been there for, 5, 6 more, 10 years, some of them. They are on welfare. It's exactly right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Living in a zone where ambulance officers and police officers can't get to.
That is insane, isn't it?
So if you think it can't happen, I mean, Sweden was known as. I mean, they didn't go into the wars. They've been peaceful,
Yep.
a really safe place to go, and it still says it's a safe place to go, but it's nowhere near as safe as it was.
Well, what's the difference between shootings in Europe and shootings in Sweden in the comparison?
So every time 1.6 Europeans get shot, 4 people get shot in Sweden.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Per capita.
That is
Per
crazy.
capita.
That's a crazy number.
Yeah, it's more than double.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely insane. So Sweden, just to give you some of the raw numbers, Sweden's seen a significant increase in violent crime, particularly gun violence and gang-related incidents, with firearm homicide rates tripling since 2014. This is explained as occurring due to the integration of large immigrant populations and drug market competition. They've gone hand in hand. There are also some socio-economic factors. Unemployment in these areas runs at between, and in some major cities in Sweden, runs at between 12 and 18%.
Yeah, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's huge. There are now 60 plus, as he said, recognised zones in Sweden, officially termed vulnerable areas, but which are locally known as no-go zones.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to go in there, you wouldn't get in there.
want to.
Yep. And if you did want to go in there, you'd want to have a police escort. Yeah. Isn't that frightening?
Yeah, that is bad.
Where even the posties are attacked for entertainment.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It is. It's absolutely insane. In these areas, local law now applies.
Yeah, so their own law.
Yeah.
Whatever law they run by.
Whatever
it's
it
not
is.
Swedish law.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So do you think it could happen here?
Why not?
Why not indeed?
Why wouldn't it? Why couldn't it?
Yeah.
We have a much larger immigration population that have assimilated, and they're not necessarily asylum seekers, so they are different. But we are growing, as we'll get to in a minute. We're growing our asylum. See, as Europe cuts back, other countries are being asked to take more asylum seekers, and Australia seems to be one of those countries that's stepping up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it does seem like that, doesn't it?
it does, yeah. So European, as I've just said, cuts asylum seeker numbers. Australia's holding steady. At the moment, it's 20,000 a year, and in the last 5 years, each year...
That's just asylum.
Yeah. We don't call them asylum seekers. We call them humanitarian refugees.
Of course we do.
And
Because changing the name...
it makes it much better.
Yeah.
In the last 5 years, we've also allowed an extra 5,000 just from Afghanistan per year.
Yep.
That's now finished. And what they've asked the Australian government to consider, which they are considering, is raising the number from 20,000 to 27,000 a year. And that will incorporate the 5,000 Afghanistans plus a few more humanitarian. So 27,000 a year in 5 years, that's 130, 140,000
It gets up there, doesn't it?
It grows pretty quickly.
And, I mean, I'll imagine a lot of them want to live close by to people that speak their language.
Yep.
I mean, I know when I go overseas, you go to Spain, you go, so many British here. Well, they speak my language. I don't speak Spanish, so it's like, all right, I'll go here. It'll be easier.
Oh, really? I go where there is no English.
Yeah.
I
do now, but when I was
When you were
17,
young,
when I was going over to Europe and stuff, you sort of want to hang with the Brits just to sort of like get a hang of what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're young and stupid.
Yeah, well, when you're young and drinking. And
Now, I'd rather go to the obscure places.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
Live like a local.
yeah, and hang out with the norms.
Yeah.
You know, and like try to stay away from the touristy bits.
Yeah, I'd rather have a beer than a beer. Right, exactly. So, warning to Australia, before we commit to increasing numbers or not properly managing our immigration numbers, can we do some homework on what has happened overseas and how that is impacting the livelihoods of the citizens in those countries?
Yeah. I mean,
Although you think we might have done our homework.
it kind of feels like they have looked and it's going as planned.
Right.
They want to sound like a bloody psycho, but
No,
they want to destroy our nationality. They want us to not feel like this is home anymore.
So we come to the same finding, but we get there different ways. So you're thinking of it from a destroy the fabric of society.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it from they're trying to keep GDP up. They're trying to not go into recession because that costs them votes and they could lose power, and they're doing anything to fiddle the books. And of course, these people then become voters down the track. So they're also looking for votes. So we come to the same conclusion. We just get there different ways.
Yeah, mine's is just a little bit nefarious.
Well, no.
I just believe there's something going on that is happening in all West, like the farmers. The farmers are getting shafted by all these countries. And the immigration's out of control in all these countries.
Not so much for the farmers. That still seems out of control. But immigration does seem to be being pulled back. Italy has pulled it back. The UK's not, unfortunately.
Mm.
France just takes them, puts them on a boat and pushes them off into the ocean. So their problem's fixed.
Over the English Channel.
Hungary's fixed theirs. Poland's fixed theirs.
Well, Poland never...
No, same with Hungary.
Yeah.
Germany has fixed theirs, evidently.
Really?
They've said they had, and Greece have just recently. So Europe is coming around, and Australia's saying, send them here.
But is that not because they've been doing it for so long and taking all these immigrants, and a lot of them assimilate, but a lot of them don't want to, or aren't able to, or don't want to assimilate.
Yep.
And there's so many people now. I mean, look, just take it for like, look at Pauline Hanson back in the 90s. Oh, she's a racist for saying these things. She's still saying exactly the same thing, but now 25-30% of the population go, yeah, she's not racist.
Yeah.
I agree with that now.
Yeah.
So society's changed people's minds.
Yeah.
And believing what was once considered racist is now, well, it's a fact of what's happening.
It's mainstream.
And it's not benefiting us.
No.
So
well, if you look at Greece as the example, right? So Greece took in a lot of immigrants, and they've become a welfare state, Greece. So what they've done to tackle it, rather than tackle the immigration issue, which they are now doing, they tackled the pensioners, and they raised the pension age from 60 to 67. And the locals had a meltdown over it, because the problem wasn't created by the pensioners. That was always the way in Greece.
So why should they get punished?
Correct.
Yeah.
But they were. That's what they did.
Well, that's what's going to happen to us.
Yep.
The only way they can get out of anything they put in place now is by upping our taxes.
Yes. Yeah. Or
That's the only way they can do it.
Or collecting more taxes from people as they come in, which is...
So basically shaft the people that have lived here all your life or have emigrated here and have been happy to live here and assimilated.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to do. They're just going to shaft the little guy again.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the norm.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, let us know what you think. Immigration, we just need to watch it. We need to be careful, and look forward to seeing your comments.
All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.